People, get your little tiny toes in here. It's time for the Trim Healthy podcast. I'm Danny Valdez, and always the greatest gals and galdom, Serene and Pearl, are here to bring it. The queens of wisdom and a little bit of chaos. Hey, ladies.
You always point to me for the chaos. I can bring a bit of wisdom, a tad, sometimes when I'm sleeping.
So, pregnancy nutrition gets talked about all the time. Okay, everybody's hip to it. But postpartum nutrition, nary a mention, not the online conversation. And after birth, a woman's body is still doing a huge amount of work, healing, rebuilding, making milk, something I've never done, and running on very little rest. So today we're talking about why postpartum nutrition matters so much, why it gets ignored, and how moms can focus on rebuilding instead of rushing to bounce back. This is the Trim Healthy podcast.
Nicely done, Dan.
I know it's a subject that is silent. It's too silent. There's so many books on, how to eat while pregnant, how to eat while expecting, the whole thing. But yeah, there's not much for the postpartum woman. I think that it's just like, okay, now you just figure it out from there, maybe.
Are you postpartum forever, or does that season
No,
close?
it's a particular season. I
Okay.
would say it's in that. I think it's until the baby is probably a toddler officially, but I think I think of
Oh,
it
so
in
it's a
that
long
first
season.
6
It's
months.
called it's called the fourth trimester.
Yes.
So it is considered 3 months
Yeah.
for the intensity of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say it extends far longer than that in reality.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Your body is completely changed for at least a year, if not 2.
Oh yeah.
And you're feeling it.
Well, there was a viral X post from, do you guys have X? Not
No.
I
me.
don't have
I
X.
don't
My
do
hub
it.
says. Yeah.
I tried X, and it's just everybody says something.
Yeah.
My wife says enough. I mean that in a good way. She says a lot.
Yeah. All the wisdom you need right there.
Yeah. And I struggle to contain.
Yeah.
And I find life presents enough things than to get online. But anyways, fertility educator Dr. Preeti. Do you know Dr. Preeti?
No, don't know her.
So yeah,
Might be a he.
Yeah.
it's a she.
Oh.
Looked her up, in fact, and struck a nerve with moms, and this went viral. She was pointing out that what we're talking about today, that pregnancy nutrition gets a lot of attention, but not afterwards. And so everybody knows about postpartum depression, but that's about as deep as it goes. And some even prescribe medicine for postpartum depression, which I'd love to hear your opinion about. But women are recovering from blood loss, healing tissue, adjusting hormonally, and there's just huge demands. And so what she recommended, and I want to see kind of what you say, what the coaches are saying in the Trim Healthy world about calories. But she says women need an extra 450 to 500 calories a day from nutrient-dense food just because of the season they're in. What are you guys saying in the Trim Healthy world?
Can we clarify? Because that's not
Yeah.
450 above pregnancy. That's just 450. I believe she's saying, I'm
Yes.
probably right.
Yeah, above
what an
a regular
average woman.
Yeah,
needs.
and I think pregnancy needs about 300, they
Yeah.
say, extra, which actually doesn't take a lot.
No.
So if somebody is like not going to actually find out what that is, they might think, oh, I need 400 to 450 calories extra. And they think that could mean a whole lot. And it really, really doesn't. And I would say, unless you're a very trim person who didn't gain excess and you give birth to your baby and you're at goal weight, I would say those extra calories should come from very wise sources. And I would say up the protein for those calories. And I'll tell you why in a little bit when you will let me free.
Let the chaos reign.
Am I allowed to go on it?
It's your podcast.
Okay,
Literally.
so I first let's backtrack. Pregnancy
Take us back.
is a time when, basically protein is, they've found out now. I mean, that protein is so hyper important when you're pregnant because you need all this extra amino acids to grow this other human life. But do you know what? More so than in pregnancy, lactation. Lactation, you need way more than even in pregnancy. And why? Because in pregnancy, you've still got your anabolic hormones going too. You've got your testosterone and your estrogen in super physiological amounts. So that's giving you some anabolic situation. You're also, you've got relaxin going and the weight of your baby. So your muscles actually have to work harder to support that weight, because they're actually loosening and having to hold at the same time. So you're under a little bit of muscle strain. So that's you can lose a lot of muscle fiber during pregnancy if you don't eat adequate protein, but you can lose a whole lot more in the lactation season. They say up to in 6 months time in your lactation, from the birth to 6 months, if you're just solely breastfeeding and you are not really concentrating on adequate protein, you can lose up to, there was a research study that said 19% of your lean body mass, but it can be up to 23%.
That is huge.
That's higher than in pregnancy when you don't have adequate protein.
Okay, me. Can I just say something for all the women out there thinking, okay, but I was not able to nurse. Most of us want to, some can't. It still matters because you have this wound here where the baby, was birthed, and it's a wound in your uterus, and that's why you bleed for 6 to 8 weeks. And, I went recently, several months ago, through a hysterectomy, and my doctor, he knew what was what, and he said, Pearl, during this next, few months, I want you to eat at least 125 grams of protein a day, because that is how you're going to heal this wound that we created through this surgery. It has to heal, and you need more protein to do it, or it will take longer to heal.
Whether you had a C-section or not.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
It doesn't matter. The birth itself, your
yeah.
uterus was wounded. And so it matters whether, hey, if you're nursing, well, you've even got more reason, but even if you're not, you need the protein. And that's Serene's so right. That is where the extra calories should go into.
And if you don't have enough protein, you're actually putting your muscle tissues, the muscle fibers, under the cells of them into autophagy. You're actually killing the cells of your muscle fibers. You can even split the fibers. The muscle is under a lot of strain when it might have to be undone and recreated into milk, basically, amino acids for your baby, because your body will prefer the milk for your baby than it will for yourself.
So I'll see women in the neighborhood and around the city. They'll have clearly a new baby in a jogger, and they'll be running. And I've often been like, wow, like you just had a baby. You were running down the street. That's epic. But in my mind, I feel like if I had a baby, I'd be like eating cake and stuff and watching Days of Our Lives.
Reruns, yeah.
No, it'd be specifically Days of Our Lives. And
That old show from the 70s. You'd go back to
I would take it back. I would take it back, and I would loathe. I would
Yeah.
loathe, and I would be sad. I feel like that's how pregnancy used to be. Women would eat bonbons and watch Days of Our Lives, and now women are jogging, which I think it seems to be an upgrade. But is that healthy? Is what I'm asking.
I want you to speak to it, Serene, because you've kind of done the extreme, right, and have regretted
Well,
it.
I just want to go back to me, doing the extreme. When I'm talking about your actual autophagy of your muscle cells themselves, and your muscles breaking down literally to, form milk for your baby. I've done study too, but in my own experience, I had extreme sarcopenia. Like I just want to cry for my old self and what I did
What
to
is
myself.
sarcopenia?
Because I was vegan. I wasn't just vegan. I was like raw food, plant vegan in most of my first 6 pregnancies. And so
Sarcopenia is muscle breakdown. She wasn't going to bother answering you.
it's just a dumb question. By this point at the podcast, we say sarcopenia
New
6
people
to 7
tune in
times.
every day. This
Okay.
is
I thought I
good.
was just doing it for Danny.
Your
6
host
to
knows
7
stuff.
times. No,
Okay.
I don't know what sarcopenia is.
Okay, so it's absolute muscle breakdown. It's just when your muscles are just breaking down. They're breaking down. They're not able to recover and actually synthesize enough to keep any substance. They're in decline.
There are no dumb questions, Serene.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
no
don't
dumb
be such
questions.
a sarco.
Okay, so anyway, I did that to myself. I experienced it. And when did I really experience it? In my nursing seasons, even more than my pregnancies. And so, yeah, been there, done that, but also been there, done that in that I want to recover so quickly. So within I remember within 3 weeks postpartum, I was doing kettlebells and crazy stuff. They were my worst recoveries. They were when I never really got my core back flat, or I never really was able to think, oh man, you know, I'm back into my jeans comfortably in my stomach, because it wasn't weight, it was organs just protruding because I didn't zip everything up first. So I do believe there's a postpartum season where you should not eat bonbons and watch Days of Our Lives, but you should take it easy and have it like a baby moon season. But I don't believe that means lazy. I think in that season, you really concentrate on posture. You don't just go around nursing your baby. Ooh, spilling my tea. Looks like I pee on myself. Go around like nursing your baby and like really slouching. And when you walk around the house, or do your nice grandma walks, because you want to progress to the 3 miles a day. You want to progress. You don't want to just go out of the gate and do that. You want that first 3 weeks to just be around the house, around the driveway kind of stuff.
And first week, nothing.
First week, nothing.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but when you start to walk and when you start to nurse the baby, think of having really awesome posture, because that perky posture actually allows the linea alba, which is a split between the diastasis recti, the split between your six-pack muscles. It allows that to get in the right position to seam up. It's like when you have a break, you don't let it heal in the broken position. You put it in alignment, and then it can heal properly. So you want your core to be back in alignment without intra-abdominal pressure. And when you're in bad posture, you're kind of like in an unzipped position in that.
But to be honest, I mean, there's a lot of things that are hard when you are postpartum. You don't want to sit up straight and nurse your baby. You want to recline and
yes,
and that. But I see what you're saying.
there's a way of reclining too that you're not totally like round shoulders and tucked pelvis. There's a way of reclining when you're not quite as extreme, and that's what I'm talking about.
That would be so cool to have like a week 1 video and a week 2 video.
Yeah.
Who's out there? Who's going to do
I
it?
think influencers are doing it. Back when we had our
Okay.
babies, and we were kind of like, you know, we're kind of older now. There wasn't this social media presence of how to do things.
Yeah.
And we wung it. Is, you know, wing and wung, is wung past tense? Probably not, but we wung it, right?
We wung it.
And Serene's talking about how she did extreme things. And then in her last 2 pregnancies, she did it wisely.
I wrapped for 8 weeks. I didn't take that wrap off for 8 weeks. And I didn't do the stupid wraps that are only one part of your core, and then you're really squishing everything down to the next, or I did it like the full hip to ribs.
What's that for?
Wrapping. And it's just to put your body so that you put your body in better alignment. You can't really do all that slouching, but it's kind of like,
It's kind of a cast
yes,
for the womb.
yes, to just kind of like put everything where it should be while relaxin is in your body, to make the most of that hormone where you can push things back. You can push your hips back together.
But all that to say, you know, I mean, I didn't wrap, and I did pretty well. So, I mean, you can do that when you've got extreme cases like Serene. She had to heal things.
Okay.
But I do think, you know, if I see a woman who's 2 months postpartum, 2
Yep.
months, 3 months, even 4 months, and she's jogging, it hurts my heart, because I know she's hurting her body. Her body is not ready for that yet.
Okay.
Not at all.
And even me being a weightlifter and loving that kind of exercise, I wouldn't touch a weight until 6 months. And I wouldn't touch a weight until I had progressed through body weight, like all the way. Like I'm not going to do a lunge with a weight in my hand until I'm doing a lunge perfectly with my body weight. And you got to recover in step, you know, so you're not like really shocking your body. You have to make sure your insides are ready for those circus moves.
There seems to be a cultural pressure to quote bounce back, you know, and very, very.
But it rebounds right back to you, you know,
Okay.
in a detrimental
That's
way.
interesting. How do you mean?
Well, you know, whenever I wanted to bounce back quickly this time, they were always my longest recoveries. It rebounded back to me in an ill effect, because
Yes.
I never really officially closed the gap in those pregnancies.
But I do think there is a pressure, Danny. I mean, I felt it. You know, your body looks different and feels different, and you want it changed back now. I think most women have felt that. But then you've got lack of sleep. You've got lack of hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. They're all tanked because you've got these new hormones making milk, and you're not used to them. And forcing your body to do anything in this stage, first of all, doesn't work. Second of all, like Serene says, it rebounds and you're in a worse situation than if you had rested. So we're not talking about sitting and eating bonbons, watching Days of Our Lives. We're not talking about that, but there's a beautiful middle ground.
And by day 3, I'm beginning diaphragmatic breathing, transverse abdominis work, which is the deepest abdominal layer. I'm already starting to condition that. Every time I get up to go to the potty, I will do certain little breathing exercises, activating the deep core and activating the glutes from like laying on my back on my bed, after nursing my baby, and then lifting up into bridges while having a diaphragmatic breath and a Kegel at the same time. So there are things you can do. You look it up line to find it, but it doesn't mean you're laying down being lazy because you're not hitting the gym.
You're
You're
scared
just
I'm
being
going to
very
ask you.
smart and wise in the way you're transitioning.
You were worried I was going to ask you what diaphragmatic breathing is.
No, I don't think.
I mean, there's so much of it online. People can look it up. But
Yeah.
I think Serene's just saying
It's a breath that incorporates the diaphragm as the top and your pelvic floor as the base, and then the whole entire torso as like a can. So it's a full can. So you don't just breathe in the shallow way or breathe in a way that's not actually using your whole inner core as a symphony. When you have a diaphragmatic breath, you're using your whole deep core system, your pelvic floor and your diaphragm and your intercostal muscles and your ribs. You're using it all. And when it works in a symphony, then the proper Kegel happens. Your ears are going up.
I'm trying to get it.
I just think
You
you
said
have
Kegel
to
and
watch
I
it.
pushed it
I
straight
don't
down.
think we need to do it. Explain it all
No.
here now. I think people can look it up. And,
Yeah.
No, it's not
and
my
to,
fault.
to
She-
explain it.
I thought he was like challenging me.
She went all Kegel. Is it Kegel or
She did
Kegel?
go Kegel.
Well, you
I
say
say
tomato, I
Kegel.
say tomato.
I say Kegel.
I say let's call the whole thing off.
Kegel sounds gross.
Kegel?
Yeah, it sounds like a name gone wrong.
I got a friend, his last name is Kegel, and we call him Kegel.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
He deserves it if you're going to be called Kegel. You have to be
I
called
thought you
Kegel.
said, yeah, we did, like you knew him
No,
too.
no.
So how about mothers who say, I'm eating less because I want my body back?
Wrong-o. Because if you're eating less, you answer this, you're eating less protein probably, and you're eating less carbs so that you get those amino acids through the insulin into your muscle cells, right? And so you're basically you're not allowing your metabolism to heal by supporting lean muscle mass.
But there's a reality too. And some women, let's be real, they lose the plot when they're pregnant. And they say, I'm pregnant. I'm not judging here, but all
But
is
it's
a
a
go.
fact.
All is a go, right? I'm going to turn to sugar because I don't feel like eating protein. I'm pregnant. I get to do this. And then
They don't have to care about the tummy anymore
Yeah.
because they can call it baby, even though half of it's not. in
And
the
then
end.
the baby is born, and it is a very harsh awakening for some women. They're like, what have I done to myself? And they wake up and they feel different and they look different, and they're like, I have to get this off. I'm going to eat less. So maybe that does look like dialing it in, pulling out the process, pulling out the sugar. Now that's fantastic. But if they're pulling out the protein and pulling out the nourishing, the nutrient-dense foods, the nourishing fats, the nourishing carbs, no way.
So what nutrients or food categories do you think matter most in this postpartum season?
Protein, number one. Gentle carbs are big. While you're lactating, you need those gentle to even make proper milk. Most of the gentle carbs are galactagogues, right, which support the making of milk
Yeah.
in the body. And I mean, fats.
Fats are incredible.
It's all the macronutrients.
You need all three when you're in that, fourth trimester.
But like Pearl said, it can be done wisely.
Absolutely.
It can be done like you don't have to heavy S out. And for new peeps in the room, that means you don't have to do those like heavy abusive kind of fats. You can dial them down and just have the various superfoodies, your olive oil, your grass-fed butter, your avocados, and you can have it with a lot of lean proteins and just wonderful oatmeals and quinoas and brown rice. You don't have to do all this.
It can be so simple.
Yeah.
Let's talk about cycle syncing, adjusting food, workouts, and daily habits to different phases of the menstrual cycle. So it's kind of a thing. Have you heard of cycle syncing?
Yeah.
I've never heard
They do
of
it with
cycle
food
syncing.
and they do it with exercise.
Yeah. Is that, how does that apply to postpartum women though? Is that even to be thought of?
No, not in postpartum at all.
Most postpartum people aren't even cycling.
Yeah. So this
most.
would be just for the general woman who is still cycling, your premenopause, maybe your early perimenopause. And there's a lot online right now. I mean, I've seen it all. I've read the books, some of them, not all of them, that say, hey, this is your best opportunity for exercise right now in this part of your cycle, or this is when you eat this sort of food. I'll share my thoughts, Serene, then you can share yours. I think we need the same things every day. Women are made for rhythm. Men can do all sorts of extreme things to their body and not get the repercussions we can. Serene and I have done extreme things and we've paid the price. We need protein, we need fats, and we need carbs every day, we believe. And of course, you know, if there's weight to lose, you can do them in the way we present, where we focus on one in a meal more than the other. But all these things like time this day with that and time this exercise with that, it gets so complicated. It complicates our life, and there's not much evidence that it works any better at all.
Yeah.
And I just feel life should be simple as we can make it, because there's no law that says you have to exercise in your follicular side and don't do as much. I think we can rest more when you're still cycling, have your period. It's just obvious.
Right.
Rest.
That's just obvious. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm coming to your altar call, Pearl. I mean, that's just simple. It's just common sense. What we're all about here at Trim Healthy Mama is simplifying our whole relationship with diet and exercise, simplifying it, because why does the internet and, you know, bloggers and, you know, TikTok influencers, and why do they want to complexify it? Because there is a missing thing there that can create a buy. Okay, so now we have to have a follicular tea now, because certain days in the cycle, this is the only time you can eat this tea. So you need to come buy our tea, and you need to come and buy our course to train you what to eat on what day from 1 to 14, and how many flax seeds to add every additional day, and then when to switch it to pumpkin seeds. And this is complicated, so you need to buy our course. There's just so much complexity, and I feel like women, we already feel like we have so many rules around food. We already feel obsessed a little bit with food, and we would like to bring that relationship to just a healthy celebration of food, but without all the extra rigidity and obsessions. And I feel like sometimes this can make an obsession. Oh, I can't eat that seed, and it's on my bread roll, and they start wiping it off. I mean, it can create obsessions, and then guilt. Oh my goodness, I didn't get to eat my so many seeds that are meant to be for this day, or I exercised today because my friend wanted to go to the gym, and it's meant to be my day off. Who cares? And I feel like a cycle is so individual. I've always been able to work out through my entire period. Pearl has never been able to, because she just doesn't feel like.
Well, they're heavy and yours
Yeah.
were light.
Yeah, so I
still
think
think that you would kind of dumb.
Well,
I
I
can
might
say
be
that
kind
to
of
your
dumb.
sister.
Okay, I might be kind of dumb
to work out during your period.
But I never really felt an energy dip during the month. And the latest 2025 study about cycle syncing and exercise has said it's so small of a dip of energy during that follicular season, like little part of your cycle, that it's really neither here or there to make an actual religion out of this type.
And you know, several years back, there's a big book, you know, Fasting Like a Girl, and everyone was trying to fast on the certain days of their cycle and not fast on certain days. I mean, you don't really hear about that much anymore. But why? Because to me, I don't think it's sustainable. I think it's complicated. I think we were supposed to eat every day.
And you know, there's this whole part of the cycle syncing that tells you to detox from your estrogen before your cycle. That happens naturally. Your body totally goes into an estrogen tanker just so you can have a cycle.
Yeah.
Right? Just so you can have a bleed. And so I feel like a lot of it is just complicating what's already happening.
Does the THM way of eating sort of summarize and already take care of all of these fad diets and things to do specifically for postpartum? Can you just not be
That's what it was created for, right? We were mamas.
like always postpartum?
We were, and this is what we discovered during that time, that this is what works for women. And if it works for women when they're pregnant and nursing, their most challenging times, well, then it works for us for the rest of our lives.
And, you know, can I just quickly to say, you know, we were talking about what's important in lactation, and we were like protein. I agree. But there are also some those are the macronutrients we touched on, but there's some micronutrients that are really helpful in the season too. I think women don't get enough DHA, they don't get enough of the omega-3s too that need for your brain development, the baby's brain development, they need to go into her milk. And, there's the vitamin D, and from the animal food sources, and there's just, zinc and copper and things that your body will actually pull from its reserves to put into the baby's milk, and choline, things like that. There are certain nutrients that are really important during that time, but the Trim Healthy Mama diet covers all of that, right? Because it covers choline. We eggs, right?
Yeah.
And it covers
Salmon.
all of your omega-3s with
Our
the salmon.
very first
and, yeah.
book, the Trim Healthy Mama book, it had a whole chapter devoted to salmon.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about these things. Why? Because we discovered they help women, and they help us in our reproductive years. They help us in our post-reproductive years.
Mm-hmm.
I love those little pink buddies, salmon.
Yes, yeah. And so, yeah, it doesn't have to be complicated. God made food for the earth, and he made it for us women because we are the life givers.
A
And we need the good stuff.
quick air fry salmon recipe from Uncle Steve.
Yes.
That's my uncle.
Yeah.
You take a salmon, you put it in the air fryer, and you put a little bit of butter on it, and you you take salmon seasoning, or you make your own. I saw your face and it scared me.
No, I just didn't know what salmon seasoning is.
Okay. It's like spices and such.
Sure.
It's probably
Yeah.
like that.
But
that
it's-
Old Bay
It's
stuff.
not all
It's-
MSG.
yeah, it's
It's
made-
not all MSG'd up. No.
It's made for salmon.
Whatever seasonings you like. Yeah.
You season it, salt and pepper.
He's so scared.
God, I don't know what to say now.
Yeah.
Anyways, you get her baked for like 4
Yeah.
to 5 minutes. You pull it out now. It's not finished, and you take. This is for me. You take your sriracha, how do you
Yeah.
say it? Hot spice, and mix it with honey,
Nice.
and then you paint it on your salmon.
Beautiful.
And then you finish baking in the air fryer for 5 minutes, and it comes out restaurant chef grade, spicy, sweet.
And is this from anything like frozen salmon? Like you have to thaw it up first, or
Mike
this
wants
is
you to
fresh?
pull your mic down, Serene. Mike says pull your mic.
Mike on the mic. Isn't that interesting? Like Henry Plummer fixes your toilets, but Mike is all about his mics.
Yeah, those who can't see Mike. I don't know if they've ever seen Mike.
He's good looking.
He's a good looking guy.
Mike, are you still single?
No, he's
got a
well
baby
married
on the
and got
way.
a
Oh,
baby,
you have a baby on the way. Wow, it's been a while. Mike, we should do coffee. Yeah. All right. So we mentioned THM eating, how it helps with postpartum specifically. How about collagen? You guys have optimized collagen.
I forgot to tell you guys.
Oh, go.
Talking about collagen, lactation season, which is basically the postpartum season,
Yeah.
collagen and baobab together were the things I pounded every day because there is connective tissue repair happening. You're actually gathering both sides of your abs and you're wanting to fill it with connective tissue again.
Yeah.
So literally there's so much
love the
repair
physics.
happening. There's so much repair happening. Collagen and then the vitamin C in baobab, they work in a synergistic effect. When they're together, they're so much more powerful for healing.
And you're talking about actually the supplement collagen,
Yes.
which we sell, and we'll talk about it. But it could be, if someone wants to use a no special ingredients approach to Trim Healthy Mama, it just
Bone
could
broth.
be the collagen in bone broth, the collagen
Yeah.
in meat with bones.
Yeah, done in the crock pot slow.
No one's doing
yeah.
it. No, buy the product.
It is a slower way to get it, but some
You know what?
women
For
want
those
to.
of you who are even less so inclined financially, you get your cow and you get his bones.
You do.
Like, how deep does this go?
You get his bones. That's what you need. But if you don't, you use a powder.
You get a
and
mortar and
it's
pestle,
huge.
and you grind his
In the
bones.
postpartum season, when you just really don't want to be doing much,
Yeah,
you
it's
just shove
easier.
the powder of both
Yeah.
into your blender.
You're not
some
grinding cow
kefir.
bones. Come on. So what's the difference between optimized and your regular collagen? Why do you sell both?
Take it away, Pearl.
Well, collagen, we were one of the first, I think, brands to bring it out. There was us and maybe one other company back in years of yore. Those OGs that have been with us a long time, we were the place to get your pure collagen. Why? Serena and I believed in it so much because of this, because we're mamas. And, the bros have their protein shake, but we realized we needed a replenishment because our bodies were going through so much as women. And so we need that connective tissue made. We want our skin to be beautiful. We want our hair.
Our nails.
We women go through phases where our hair falls out because of what our bodies go through.
I forgot to talk about that too.
Yeah.
Everyone goes on about their hair falling out postpartum. It's a thing, but it's really a thing when you don't have enough protein.
Oh, yes, for
Really a
sure.
thing.
Interesting.
But anyway, so collagen itself, taking it as a powder is great for your skin, hair, gut, all that. And here's what we didn't know back then. This was 10 years ago. We didn't know it's a complete protein. So it is a protein, but it's a protein helper, but it doesn't have all 9 essential amino acids.
Okay.
It doesn't have lutein. And lutein's the muscle boss. And so we were like, hey, have collagen in your coffee in the morning. It gives you your protein. Oh, man, we had to recant. We had to come like mud on our egg on our face. Like,
Yeah.
okay, sorry, guys. We told you were getting your protein and we thought so too. And you're not.
Yeah.
So you want to have collagen, the original, have it, just have protein with it. Or we optimized our collagen. So if you want to put our optimized collagen in your coffee, you're set, baby.
Baby
You got your
cakes.
protein.
So you drop how much collagen into a cup of coffee?
The
Well,
scoop,
just
it's
the
like
scoop
1.5 to
size.
2 tablespoons. That's what it is.
Okay. And then what are
I
some...
don't do it in my coffee. I just down the hatch in water, like 3 tablespoons of water down, because I don't want my coffee messed with.
Oh, you're a coffee purist, but you haven't even been drinking coffee lately.
No, I'm
If you do a
imagining I
decaf.
do.
Oh.
I imagine I am. You,
You
weren't
know-
meant to tell those details.
You
in the
always
past,
say, I can't drink coffee.
in the past, I used to like my coffee not wrecked, and I would detect a little wreck.
No, it hesitate. See, I like to put it all in. I
Yeah.
have my pure coffee in the morning at
Yeah.
breakfast because I have protein and food source in the
Yeah.
breakfast. Lunch, I have a lighter protein source. I don't even care if I get the whole thing, but then in my coffee at lunch, I put optimized chocolate whey and optimized collagen. So I'm getting both.
You're sweetening it then, so
I'm
there's
sweetening
no
it.
danking it out.
So
Yeah,
then
when
it
you
goes
sweet-
perfectly. When
yeah.
you sweeten it and you put optimized collagen in, you're fine. You won't taste
But
it.
if you want just coffee without any
Yeah.
sweetening out, without even extra flavors, a person that doesn't even like the taste of milk in there,
yeah,
you might taste the collagen.
taste a little thing.
And it I mean, I'm picturing, because it's white powder, it doesn't cream your coffee, right?
No, it doesn't cream your coffee.
What does it do? Like, what's the taste? How does it
Well,
change
Like
it?
with the sweet coffee, you can't taste it.
Yeah.
Okay, so stevia cancels.
Yeah, you kind
any-
of cancel it out, and we got so many recipes where you enjoy it.
But if somebody really had a problem, just do it like me. Just take it down like a shot of whiskey
Or
and
put
then
it in a,
do
or
whatever
put
you
it
want.
in a smoothie.
People like this bulletproof coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but guess what? That's got no protein
But I'm
synthesizing
saying add,
lutein.
maybe throw your butter, because people are putting butter in their
But
coffee.
that just still doesn't give you your full protein.
But then add the collagen.
If it was optimized, you could.
Yeah, but most people doing bulletproof
They're
and the
doing
particular bulletproof
regular.
company, bless their hearts.
Oh, I didn't even think of
They're
that.
not
I just
optimizing
think
it.
of butter and coffee.
Yeah. No, Bulletproof guy started it all. Good.
Yeah.
Kudos to him.
No, he's brilliant. Love this.
Nice.
Love him.
If you're just tuning in this week on the potty, the live
By the
show,
way, we were before Dave. I sprayed with collagen.
I'll
just
start
so
We
you
were
over.
know.
before Dave with our collagen.
Yeah.
Good for us.
you guys ready?
Now watch the lawsuit come. they'll be counting how many years. Well, you started then, we started then. Doesn't matter, people.
That's great. Can I go?
Yeah, maybe.
If you're just tuning in to the live potty, we're talking about postpartum nutrition and why the 4th trimester, the postpartum season, may need more nourishment, not less. So many moms feel pressure to bounce back fast, even when their bodies are still healing, rebuilding, and possibly, no, not possibly, who wrote this? And making milk. Well, possibly making milk. Some people don't make
yeah,
milk.
some people aren't making
Well
milk.
written, guys. Around the clock. For you personally, what was the hardest part of postpartum?
Me was completely number one, lack of sleep and energy slumps. I mean, I was so tired. What about for you, Serena? You kind of loved the whole
I
thing.
loved postpartum.
But challenges, physical challenges.
I saw them as things to embrace. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I don't think of anything as hard. Maybe the thing that was hard was nothing. I don't know, Pearl. I didn't think it was hard. I embraced that kind of hard.
I know you
I
do.
I didn't get lack of sleep because I was one of those
No,
people.
yeah.
Don't take me to DCS. I've already been taken to DCS, so it doesn't matter.
You were cleared.
But I would take the babies to bed with me and fed them in the bed, and
That's not why you were taken to DC.
I know, but the point is
I had
that
my babies in bed with me and I didn't sleep. You
well,
did.
I can sleep, and so it was fine.
Yeah, you're right. Serene did not have lack of sleep. Did you have deep fatigue?
No.
No, she's one of those real rare weirdos. So you don't get to talk. I
Yeah.
do. I was fatigued. I didn't have super, really intense postpartum depression, but I did cry. Oh, even you've told me this.
Oh, I
the
cried.
Overwhelmed. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
think about normal things you have to do, and you're in that first month, maybe two,
Oh, yeah.
even to go to the grocery store, it feels so huge.
Oh yes.
And you did find that
Yeah, but I
hard.
didn't. I just thought, just don't go, and then that just solved the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to get food, you got to do stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think the other hard thing
But I
was,
just so loved being home when I came back. It was just like
Yeah.
a feeling of endorphin rush that it was just fine.
yeah, I know, it's so great. You don't have to
I'm
pretend
not
you
coming
felt
to your
bad.
depression party.
No, it was such a beautiful time, but it was a hard time for me. I loved it, but it was fiercely, fiercely challenging. And I know women relate to this. And yeah, I think the hunger, I went with it. I think my body was very hungry in the lactation, but we kind of knew how to eat, and
Yeah.
not in all of them, not in our early pregnancies, but as we grew, we learned that protein too, when you get that insatiable hunger when you're nursing, you know how it feels suddenly. You ate a meal and then you go nurse a baby maybe 45 minutes later, and suddenly you are starving. Like you could eat anything. You could eat Danny. You could just,
Yeah.
whatever's in your
Danny
way,
be
you
a
want to
perfect size steak.
ferociously eat it.
Be like a little
I used to have to
chicken
though,
nugget.
and I think this is a great idea, is getting people, and your daughters have done this, for baby showers. They don't
Yeah.
just bring a gift, or they don't even have to bring a gift. They prefer to just bring a nursing snack that you can shove into the freezer.
Yeah.
And we had so many balls made up of baobab collagen, protein powder, raw honey,
Oats.
all of those wonderful foods that are healing your body and are helping you make milk. And so that you can just have a little 3-year-old run to the freezer and give mummy her a snack.
Yeah.
But when you don't have a snack is when you're going to do bonbons.
Yeah, and that's what we discovered. Actually, protein actually curbs that insatiable hunger. So if you feel it and then you're like, chips, quick, give me something, because you need something.
Yeah.
Scarf, corn chips, but you're still hungry. But if you actually give yourself your protein that need, you're like, oh, okay, I'm okay. Okay, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did a poll asking women what was their biggest struggle postpartum.
Okay.
And I want to hear what you think the top answer was.
You're going to go through them all first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got exhaustion and low energy, constant hunger or cravings, pressure to lose weight fast, mood swings, feeling depleted, and I wish I had known how much nourishment I needed. What do you think? Top answer.
So
There's so many, but I would just shove fatigue as in the first.
that's what I think. I felt fatigue most out of all of those, but I felt every single one of those.
You felt them all.
Felt them all.
In your soul.
Who won?
Well, I'll start with the least to greatest.
Oh, least.
Only
Okay.
10% said, I wish I had known how much nourishment I needed, meaning there's probably education out there. People understand, like, it's about to be.
Or they felt
Or
the
they
others
just
so
don't.
strongly that that was at the bottom of the
Or
list.
they didn't,
Oh,
like the
interesting.
big
That's
silence,
true.
or
Yeah.
the big silent gap. They still don't realize. Like, I don't think they realize how
Yes.
much protein they need.
Yeah.
I don't think they realize.
Yeah. 11% said mood swings, feeling depleted.
Okay.
18% pressure to lose weight fast. So that's a higher percent than I would have guessed.
No, that's lower than I would have
Yeah.
guessed, but that's interesting.
See, to me, I would, because of the circles I'm in, I mean, a lot of people that think like you two think, which is like, no, we're not. We're going to be healthy. We care
Yeah,
about
but
the
you see the
baby.
woman jogging down the road and she's got a 3-month-old baby. So
Yeah,
you
but see, his
that.
wife was wise. She
Yeah,
she
she
gave
That's
us
true. Yeah, that's what I
self-compassion.
mean. Like
Yeah.
my experience
Yeah,
is.
okay.
But that's it. I mean, 20% of course, this doesn't represent the entire population, but
No, it's probably good. Several hundred trim helping
yeah,
mamas probably.
yeah.
Okay.
19% constant hunger or cravings.
Okay. So then there's a big one coming up
The
then.
big one, 41%.
Yeah.
What you said, exhaustion and low energy.
Yeah.
That's the biggest struggle. What's the bet? What, like, if we have one, I know it's going to be the combination of doing things right. If we have one thing in these sleepless nights and these hard times to keep exhaustion at bay, to keep energy high, what is it?
Protein centered, trim, healthy mama eating lifestyle, because it's going to keep you from the slumps that happen when your blood sugar is not stabilized.
And then I will say this, God, and I'm not trying to be a big super spiritual, but it's our lens, right?
Now bring George in.
Well, it's like this. We get less sleep, and sometimes we're so sleep deprived, it's almost, and that's, I feel like, when the postpartum depression even comes stronger, because we're too tired to think. So we're just thinking dumb thoughts, and they're circulating.
Right.
But science has now discovered, I saw this on a study recently, that the sleep a nursing mum gets, or even a postpartum mum gets, even if it's 2 or 3 hours, is so much more restorative than the average person. So Danny, when you're getting 8 hours, a postpartum mum who only gets 2 or 3 is much more restorative than what you're getting. So it's like God comes in there and says, hey, baby, I know you're going through a rough time and you're not getting much sleep, but I'm going to make that sleep that you get better.
Wow.
And when she has that lens, hey, hang on, I got 3 hours, but that was 3 good hours that my body can actually work on. Her lens then energizes her body. Because I think what Pearl is saying is, when you go around thinking about how much you're missing and not realizing what God has done for you, then that almost multiplies that heavy burden of fatigue.
It does. And I didn't know that back when I wish I'd known that. And I'm telling my daughters now, and I think it's helping them, you know, as they're going into these childbearing seasons. I had no clue of that. And so I thought when I was getting 2 to 4 hours sleep a night, that's all I was getting. And it weighed heavily on me.
Right.
And I acted more tired. And I really lent into that, you know, and I felt tired, but my brain even told me you're actually more tired. But if I could know, I think that's powerful.
Well, we focus on what to eat, and that's good. But how about when to eat? Whether you're postpartum, currently pregnant, never been pregnant, how does eating late at night affect weight loss?
Oh, well, big time. Can I just shove it and then you say the real good
Yeah,
things?
but it really depends upon which season you're in, right?
Well, I would like to say,
That's good.
I would like to say this though. If you have any kind of weight to lose, or if you find that you're a person that puts on weight easily, the late nighttime hours, the cortisol is involved in that. And when you have the cortisol hormone in and around digestion, you're going to metabolize that food and put it into your middle, because when cortisol is present, it usually shoves it into the fat storage of your
But what if
tummy.
you're a nursing mama late at night?
Right. Well, then I would say, I would say, if you're a very skinny, underweight nursing mama, eat your peanut butter before bed.
Yeah.
But if you're not, I would say have a high protein snack.
Yeah, it's so true. I feel like for those who aren't in that nursing pregnant period, and that's where Trim Healthy Mama can shine, because all the other diets, basically, you can't really do them when you're pregnant and nursing. So that's where Trim Healthy comes in. It's different. It supplies everything. But each of us do it uniquely. So if you're nursing pregnant, you're going to want to have that late night snack. If you're not, you don't have to. Now, maybe you're like Serene. You're an athletic type.
I have ice cream for bears right before bed.
Yes, because you're actually trying to gain fat.
Yeah.
You burn like a burner. You've made your body into that. But many women are suffering with insulin resistance. They have fat layers to still shed. And so there is nothing wrong with having a high protein snack in the evening if your body does well with it. Some bodies don't. Some bodies just need to turn that kitchen off at like, hey, 6, 7 p.m. and be done with it.
There are some young premenopausal women having their babies that need a glass of milk before bed,
Yeah.
whole raw milk with honey in it.
We're all so unique. There's not one rule for each person. But I think we tune into our seasons and where our bodies are going. And I personally I won't eat before I go to bed at night. A rare occasion, it's not a rule, but I don't feel as good. I actually love that beautiful, clean 12 to 13 hours where I don't eat at night. It just works
And
for
when
me.
I was a mum,
Yeah.
well, I suppose I'm still a mum, but when I was an active
Young mum.
baby mum,
Baby mom.
I could not sleep unless
Yeah.
I ate before bed. So in my season, I would pretty much eat the high protein snacks before bed.
Yeah.
But I really could not sleep.
It's the
I would
chips.
lay there awake.
It's the
just-
chips, it's the cereal. It's all that dumb stuff before bed that will hurt you. A high protein snack before bed is not going to hurt you if you need it.
I just silenced a sneeze, and I
I don't
think
know if
I
that's good for the body.
no, I felt like itchy. It's just like
It's
it
histamine.
like went out my back. You ever silenced a sneeze?
I did a whole season of silencing a
You
sneeze.
did?
Well, I was recovering from that muscle
That's
repair from all of my
right.
terrible pregnancies where I rushed in too
I have a
quick to
headache.
try and get the tummy back.
No, I hurt myself.
But literally, it's a difficult thing to silence a
Do you know?
sneeze.
Do you know where I really silence it? If I'm in, I don't know why. If I'm in Trader Joe's or Whole Foods,
Oh, because you think people think you're contagious
I
and
think,
foul and germy.
and it's those people.
Yeah.
It's those types.
They don't want you to. They really don't want you. I
The
don't want you to sneeze
the
on
cardigan
me.
types.
They're in
No,
there.
it's me. I don't love a person who sneezes.
Sneezes are very
Oh,
clean to me.
if
Whole
I'm in,
Foods.
They're a
hey,
butterfly, not a cockroach. Now, a yakking cough, that's a cockroach.
That's
if I'm in aisle 3 at Walmart, amongst my people, we sneeze.
You probably do the good fluff too, the good flurge.
No, if my kids are there, I'll do that and blame them. I'll walk away from them grossified. They love it.
But you would never do that in Whole Foods or Trader Joe's.
Oh my Lord.
No, because your children are meant to be raised
Not
on
amongst those-
organic.
Not amongst
cereal.
those better than us people.
No one buying organic would do such a thing.
No. And this started at COVID.
Yeah.
When all the COVID stuff was happening, you hear somebody sneeze and you'd be like, you'd mark them.
Yes.
Like, there goes one, like a zombie. You'd kind of mark them mentally. And then like anything, and then, you'd have an employee sneeze and then you ask them for, hey, where is something? And if you just sneezed or you're wearing a mask or you're clearly sick, you're talking kind of nasally. We know you're sick and you came into work anyways. And when I ask you to help me find something, I don't want you to get it off the shelf and hand it to me.
Oh,
I
right,
want you
yeah.
to point and run.
Do you know what I hate?
What do you
Sitting in
hate?
a public restroom, the person next to me hacking the hack of the. You can
Yeah, like
hear all
really
the mucus
sucking it like Dumb and
unsettling.
Dumber. Just
Yes.
I hold my breath in public restrooms.
You hold your breath, you hold everything else, and you go to some other
We're
restroom.
probably
Yeah.
because we're live potting now. We're probably not allowed to say all this, but oh well.
Yeah,
I
you
try.
do it.
I only take a few breaths inside a public restroom.
Oh,
only a
yes.
very
Yes,
few.
yes.
Most of the time, I'm holding.
Because the plumes that
the
he
plumes.
says.
I know about the plumes.
The plumes. They didn't catch it. It was before we started the live show, but the science is out.
There is a plume. A
The
cloud
research
of
is out.
of fecal plumes.
Yes, when you flush the toilet, a
This is a
volcanic,
bad way to end this
a
podcast.
fecal plume, it goes up, and the only way to do it right is you flush and
But
run.
you know, my bowels, they know home.
Yeah.
I don't feel the urge to go to the bathroom when I'm out.
Same.
no,
But when
you
I
gotta
open my
pee.
door,
Oh.
my
I-
colon says, freedom.
Welcome
No.
home.
I'm talking about when you have to pee at Walmart. You have to pee. But
Yes.
some people don't just pee at Walmart.
No, they do
So-
other things.
So that's why I try not to breathe very much because there are certain.
They wait and do their big things in Walmart.
They do their big things. Why is that with the sandpaper, toilet paper?
don't know, and then why? Please,
Why?
Lord.
And the 3 feet
I
gap at the
would like
bottom
to
and the
know
top.
why
Oh.
toilet paper has to go on the floor or pee
Why?
in Walmart. Why is
Why?
there pee?
It's a thing. I think there's something about if someone drops a drop, the next guy's like, you know what? I'm gonna do 2 drops. And then the next person comes in and is like, I could hose the whole place down.
Should we stop? Are we done with this podcast?
No, the show's just getting started. Hey, seriously though, folks, thank you for tuning into the live show. Today we covered all things postpartum, hair loss, depression. Hope you've learned.
Did we cover hair
We
loss?
didn't cover depression.
We did both.
We talked about bonbons and days of our lives.
I'm gonna-
But there is quite a serious thing where people do have serious depression.
and things we need a part 2 on this
Yeah, we
because
need a part
there's Serene and I writing a book, and
Yeah.
right now the working title is The Life Giver's Journey. It's got a year and a half till it comes, but we will be
I know
talking
you've
about
been
all these
asking
things.
for it for like a decade, but we have a publisher
Actually,
who
Nate-
has a set time now.
When is the release date of The Life Giver's Journey? It's going to be a book and a cookbook for all pregnancy recipes, toddler recipes, first baby recipes, and then all these things about postpartum depression,
Yeah.
hormone loss.
Life Giver's Journey
Ah.
will be released in March of 2028.
March
2028.
2028.
But
That's a
that doesn't
long
mean
way.
we're not writing for it now.
we are. It's
So-
good subjects though.
Good
Yeah.
times. Love it. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in to the live potty. Catch you next time.